going into tonight?
I feel good. You know, it's we need to bounce back after you know, a tough loss in Washington, but you know, it's a new day and we got a game to play.
What are some of the matchup problems that concern you on the Boston Celtics?
Well, with Rondo out, you've got four guys who can take over a game in Barbosa, Terry, Garnett, and Pierce, and you know, if their numbers down, all of those guys are capable of stepping up and being very productive. So their style of play will be different. So I'm sure Doc has prepared some things without Rondo. That'll be may see some things that we haven't seen before. So it's you know, there's a lot of quality players, even with Rondo out.
Does LaMarcus and Nick guard Pierce and Garnett straight up start the game?
No, I think you'll see different matchups throughout the game.
It'd be weird seeing Jet on the other side there.
Yeah, he walked through the hallway, and it's, you know, seeing him in green is a little different.
With Lillard, when did you realize that he was ready to sort of be, you know?
Well, you know, when I saw him play in Summer League, he was very impressive, you know, and I knew he was special. You know, you always wonder, Summer League is one thing and the NBA is another. And, you know, September, he was, you know, we had open gym there and he was showing a lot of signs. And, you know, a lot of times you just shook your head saying, you know, he's going to be pretty good. But you think that there's going to be a learning curve, and there is. But to come in and do what he's done so far is probably a little surprising. But, you know, everybody, I think when you see him play and you saw him play every day, you knew he was going to be good. You just didn't know how quickly the transition was going to happen.
How are he and LaMarcus working together as sort of the, you know, a 1-2 sort of thing?
You know, they play really well in the pick and roll together. You know, LaMarcus is a tough cover for a lot of teams and demands a lot of attention. I think that putting him in ball screens or two-man game with Damian is an effective offensive ploy that we use, and I think that makes it that helps Damian out in a lot of respects.
What can you do to generate more bench scoring, or is that just sort of the makeup of the team?
That's the makeup of the team. You know, we're scoring points. You know, we're I don't know where we rank in offensive efficiency and stuff like that, but you know, we're scoring points, and the bench is doing what it needs to do. We have scorers on the floor. The bench comes in and does their thing, and if they score, great. If they don't score, there hasn't been a correlation between our bench scoring and our 6 wins and our losses. So I think it's important that we just, as our team, we know what we have to do individually and collectively to win games.
Is this building still one of the, the buildings in the NBA that teams get up for, coming into the Garden?
Well, yes and no. You know, the old Garden certainly was, with the lore of the old Garden, that was very special. But still, when you come into this building and you see the banners up in there and the retired numbers, I think there's a special meaning to it.
Do the players know about that?
I was going to quiz them. We ran out of time. I was going to quiz them on a few of the numbers. I didn't know a few of the numbers. I didn't know number 1 and what was that? Walter. Who's number 1? Walter. Come on, you Boston guys.
Yeah, come on.
Walter Brand.
Okay, so I didn't know that one. So yeah.
There's a lot of numbers.
There's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of numbers.
There's a repeat too.
Yeah, 75 to see Coach, with Myers, how do you bring on?
I'm sorry?
Myers,
yeah.
How do you bring along a young center, especially who didn't have a lot of experience in college, who didn't play 4 years? I know it's got to be a special situation.
Well, it's it's a process, and I think he's shown strides already at both ends of the floor. There are going to be bumps along the way. He's had some very good games, and he's finished games because he deserved to be in the games. Then there's other times where the errors of youth come in, and he learns from them. But I tell you, he really wants to learn. He watches a lot of video with our assistant coaches. He, when he makes mistakes, he wants to get better, and that's, I think, when he goes into it with that attitude, it makes the process a lot easier.